Twice now, Ves Sobot has told us that fact of Canada now being the #2 trading partner to the United States. Ves, that's quite something because we've got these really big borders in the US. You can come and go with the trucks. I mean, it was always #1. Now it's #2. How do we turn that around in a substantive way?
Well, we need to make Canada a investment environment that people will come and invest in. And what's happened over the last 9 years is that has not happened. During the Harper government, there was extraordinary investment in Canada. The middle class wages had grown very significantly. We exceeded the United States. It's all reversed in the last 9 years. And I think the best way to do that is to watch very closely what President Trump and his people are going to be implementing in the United States and walk lockstep with them. If they cut taxes, we should look at cutting taxes. If they cut regulations, we should be looking at cutting regulations that don't impact the health and well-being of people.
They're going to cut taxes. They're going to cut regulation.
Exactly. And the bureaucracy in Canada is fascinating to me. For example, we make a pipe that's used for plumbing in houses in the United States and in Canada. In the United States, it's been used for 25 years already in every single state, in all 50 states. In
So
Canada,
it's working well.
it's
a
working
proven
great.
product.
Quarter century in use with no problems. In Canada, we're told in order to get into the National Building Code, it's probably going to take till 2035. Here we are in Canada.
For what? To allow home builders to purchase the product and put it in a house?
The regulatory process is so long. It takes so long. It takes 5 to 10 years to change the National Plumbing Code, to change the National Building Code, that any innovation that's introduced,
It's going to be out of fashion
Exactly.
by the time it's approved.
Exactly.
I need you to repeat this for me. So there's a pipe that goes
Yes.
into a home, and you're saying it's a bit of a cheaper,
Yes,
less
yes.
expensive, more efficient
Yes.
product, and
Plumbing
it's
pipe.
so hyper regulated that it's taking them years, decades to just say whether or not a builder can say, okay, I'm going to use that pipe. Like a lot of people probably wouldn't even think, okay, there's rules, you got to follow them, but you either buy this pipe or that pipe, but no.
Exactly. And
That's wild.
in an average home, you could save between $500 and $1,000. In this atmosphere where Canadian housing is so much more expensive than American housing, you think that would be a top priority for the government. But no, climate change is the top priority for the government, even at the National Building Code level, which is really puzzling.
I can't get over that pipe story. That more seems like something that would be a Soviet era anecdote that has nothing to do with the Canadian economy. Wow.
So I believe Pierre Poilievre will have his work cut out for him in order to keep pace with America. Remember, the GDP per capita in America is growing. The GDP per capita in Canada is declining. That has to change quickly. We have to fix that. If we fix that, a lot of things get fixed.
Since so much of what creates a robust and healthy society is the ability to put food on the table, look after your family, GDP per capita is one of the clear markers of that. I feel like what you just said is life is getting better in the US, life is getting worse in Canada.
100%.
And government policy is playing a key role in that.
100%. And that's where I'm reminded of when I went back to where I was born in 2014. I was born in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And I flew in there from Bellagio, Italy. And in Bellagio, Italy, I had to dodge Ferraris in the roads as I was walking up the hills and stuff. And as I got to where I was born, I had to dodge 1950 Ford cars that were still working. I felt like I was in Cuba. Politics matters. And that's when it struck me in the forehead in a very big way. Italy, very pro-business, former Yugoslavia, rebuilding from the war. Politics does matter. Policy does matter. Canada has such a birthright. We need to exploit it to its maximum. And I hope we can do so by changing a few simple things.
All right, there we go. Changing those few simple things. We just talked about them: softwood lumber deals, regulation, taxation, the amount of time it takes to just get a product out to market there. Ves Sobot, thanks so much for joining us in studio for this conversation. It's been great.
Such a pleasure.
There we have it. Big picture thoughts on what to do next with the second Trump administration, Canadian policy. Perhaps an opportunity to change gears from some past policies that did not put economic growth, action, and productivity on the front burner, but perhaps a new government in Canada will see just that. I'm Anthony Furey. Thanks very much for joining us.